All right. So we're going to bring this. I am thrilled to bring up this next gentleman. You guys ready for your next comic? This is great. I don't know if a lot of folks know, if you were following this on Facebook, we had some special guests to show up, and this is one of our special guests. This next comic coming to the stage is near and dear to all the comics on the stage's heart that's on the show. We all love him. Great guy. One of my best friends in the business, ladies and gentlemen. He's worked all over the place. You heard him on Bob and Tom, maybe. It was a regular here at the Comedy Castle. All the way from Rockford, Michigan, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up, my good friend, Mr. Ted Norkey.
You people hear my hearing aid? Did you hear that? All right, heck will be all the fuck you want. I won't care. Another hand for Kevin Kramer, my buddy Kevin Kramer. Love that guy. I gotta tell you this about Kevin. I've known him for like 25 years. And, he comes up here to entertain you, make you laugh, and that's the way he's been ever since I know him. Just a happy-go-lucky guy. All this despite the fact that he found out recently that he was HIV positive. Sad, man. Of course, I had to tell him. A law. Before I go any further, I want to mention this right off the bat. I am a cancer survivor. Thank you. Wish my family would have felt that way. But the only reason I bring this up is because in 30 years, more than 30 years in this business, I have discovered that to really enjoy a successful performance, you have to suck up to the audience. That's all I'm doing. Actually, I do bring it up because a lot of damage was done from radiation and whatnot. Nerve damage, tissue, whatever the hell. And that really affected my ears. I've got like 80% or 60% hearing in my left ear and 8% hearing in my right ear. Unless my wife is in the room, and that drops by half. But it really affects the quality of life. My wife and I, we went out a couple of weeks ago, go see a show, and we get in there, and this person's on stage, they're performing, and I could not understand a word this man was saying. Nothing at all. It was just frustrating. It was, of course, then later on, my wife told me that he was a mime. Felt a little better then. And my frustration came back because I realized we paid good money to see a fucking mime, man. It wasn't even a very good mime. His name was Marcel Marsoso. Marcel, you know what I said? Good thing he had a midget. A midget on the show. I tell you what, for pure, unadulterated entertainment, you cannot go wrong with a midget. Am I right? Am I right? Midgets and dwarves. Those are always good. I know you're supposed to call them little people, but I'm old school. That's just the way I rock. You know how to tell the difference between a midget and a dwarf? Midgets run funnier. And nothing against midgets. I used to date a midget. Oh, I was nuts over her. I got that right from a book. So you can't blame me for being well read. Anyways, what the hell was after that? I haven't worked in 13 fucking years. I got These aren't my fucking notes. Used to travel a lot. I spent a lot of time in Florida for some reason. Anybody ever been to, say, northern Florida at the beginning of spring? That's me. Yeah, that explains the crowds. They have these bugs that come out every spring. They come out and they swarm. Just hundreds of thousands of them in these swarms. And what it is, it's their mating season. So these bugs are having sex while they're flying around. Which you'd think would be aerodynamically impossible, but they manage to do that. Although it does explain why they bump into shit all the time. Pardon my bad. I don't know. But if you're out walking in these things, these bugs will land on you. You know, they don't bite or anything, they're harmless. They just kind of land on your clothes and have sex. And your first instinct is to hit them. Because they're bugs, and you go, oh, Christ. I wouldn't want anybody hitting me in that position. Once they're done, though, once you see them light up, you just kind of... Of course, you're going to leave a little wet spot there. Sometimes I like to capture them, make them sleep in it. The longer you cuddle, the bigger the puddle. That's what my grandmother taught me. Not firsthand. Anyways, I'm driving through these bugs, right? And they're just smashed all over that damn windshield. You can't see anything. You know, you look through it, all you can see is thousands of little smiles. But I really felt sorry for people on motorcycles. You know, because they're driving through these bugs, and the bugs are having sex and get slammed into their teeth. They get done with the ride, they're all, what the? Ah, that's salty. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway. You know, I was practicing on the piano the other day, and I realized that I could masturbate just about anywhere. And I was, what's holidays coming up? Memorial Day? And what, 4th of July, Labor Day, and Halloween. I loves me some Halloween. That's my favorite. You know, I love Christmas. Let's put it this way. I love Christmas. Christmas is like your wife, your spouse. You know, you love it, you decorate it, you give it everything. But to me, Halloween is a fucking whore. Sorry. But I had a very unusual thing happen to me last Halloween. I had to go get something at the store that evening. So I'm backing out of my driveway. And I actually ran over Dracula with the car. Of course, I didn't see him in the mirror. It's not my fault. Coming out of my insurance, I'll tell you that right now. But anyways, I get out and I go back to the car, and I really don't know what everybody's so damn afraid of because he's just a little guy. So, I'm trying to drive a stake through his heart. Like it says in the book. Well, this guy, he starts crying. Oh, don't hurt me, mister. Yeah, Prince of Darkness, my ass. Call me mister. I'm sure most of you are beginning to realize by now that cancer is not the only reason I had to retire from comedy. We're sort of unanimous. I'm married. Mary, we got some married people here? And how jolly you seem to be. Yeah, I'm married. I gotta tell you this about marriage. I've been married 3 times. I've had cancer once. And I wish it was the other way around. Less painful, certainly cheaper. At least with cancer, there's a chance you might die, thus ending your misery. But I have stepchildren. I have stepkids. People play along, we get out of here a lot fucking sooner. Yeah, I got stepkids. They're old and grown up now and out of the house, thank fucking God. But I raised them since they were like 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know who gives a fuck. They're stepkids. You know how you can tell the stepdad at the kid's funeral? He's the only one not crying. I'm gonna miss my fucking tea time. But I enjoyed having stepkids, especially when they're young. You know, because they're not yours, so you can experiment a little bit. He didn't bounce very good. Yeah. Give me that other one. Yeah. Here's what I like to do with my young stepkids. This was, I would say the inappropriate things when they could overhear it. Like when you have friends over, you're in the other room playing cards and stuff, and the kids, they're over in the next room playing videos or whatever. And they listen. Whether you know it or not, they're listening to everything you say because kids want to hear what the fuck the adults are talking about. And that way, that's when I would say the inappropriate things. Because this way, when their real dad would come pick them up, you know, every other weekend, you know, at some point over the next 36 hours, he's going to hear, hey, you know what? Our stepdad said that if it wasn't for your child support payments, he'd have to stop drinking completely. and he says Mom swallows now. That's my time. Thank you. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ted Norkey. Oh man, you guys having fun? Yeah. First time I met Ted, he hit me with his car. I was Dracula. That's the joke. I'm the midget on the show, if you couldn't figure it out. Okay. All right.